Alrighty, you're welcome. And it's my intentional parenting journey this morning. And we have the amazing with me. You want to actually listen to her journey. This will be the very last journey before I share mine tomorrow. And let me see your comment in the comment section. Some people have watched these journeys in the past about 100 days. If you have been there, you have been watching us from the beginning of my intentional parenting journey till now. Let me see your comment right in the comment section telling us that you have been here in the last almost 100 days. Thank you so much for joining me. Fadiran Omowumi is sharing with us on her journey this morning. She's been in the academy for 2 years. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And she's going to be sharing with us what has happened to her in those 2 years. All right.
Mm.
So be ready, be set. We have listened to amazing stories of men. I call them the stories of men. I call them the testament of men. I call them the reason we do what we do. All right. And we are going to be here today listening to these men share their story. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yes, I have been waiting and watching. Awesome. If you have been here, you've been able to catch all of the series. All who's been here. I think apart from the second, I don't know who else have been able to catch all. And then maybe Neka. Yes, I remember Neka has been able to be here. I don't know who else, right? I have been watching. Oh, Faith. Faith said I have been watching and waiting and watching. This is so awesome. Alrighty. So yes, I am excited, right? Nkonye says I've watched on. Nkonye is a new yada. She's a masterpiece woman. You cannot be a masterpiece woman and not be there strength. Oh, by the way, we ended up the whole system of the masterpiece this morning, 90 days. And yes, that's what consistency is. All right. Yes, I'm going to miss this series. Dr. Happiness in Second said I have watched all. I've been watching all as well. Oh, Moturayo. Amazing. Amazing. We have others who have watched all the series. And yes, it is here today. If you can hear me, you can see me. Let us go on this today. So, Wumi, tell me, how did you join the academy?
Thank you, Coach. Good morning once again. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm so excited. Okay, so about my journey. My journey is a very interesting one. I've actually been a very passionate person about when it comes to parenting, especially
Mm,
looking at the fact that when I see the way things are being done around me, I have this intuitiveness that, oh, this is not right. So, based on the nature of my work, I deal with healthcare professionals in different hospitals. There's this particular nurse that, after our normal official discussion, she started telling me about her children and the things she's been able to do. I said, wow, this is beautiful and interesting. And she said, oh, she would like to add me to a particular WhatsApp platform, if I don't mind, that when I get there and see what they do, and then I can now decide. So she added me to this platform. It's called Purposeful Parenting. So when I got to that platform, that was where I met Coach Wendy. I'm sure Coach might not remember that this is a particular place where different people come and share about parenting. But I noticed that whenever there's a discussion around parenting, the things that Coach Wendy was going to drop was kind of amazing. I decided to check her out on Facebook because I saw that there's this community on Facebook that talks about parenting. I got there and I saw the way discussions were going on. I said, oh, this is interesting. This was way back in 2020. And I remember that Tuesday Live was also announced. So I decided to join the Tuesday Live. From the very first day I joined that Tuesday Live, I have not missed any Tuesday Live. However, I did not join the inner circle. So I felt, oh, the things that she was actually taking us through in the Tuesday life were kind of enough. And I started implementing immediately. And I remember when she talked about empowerment, I had to empower myself and increased my knowledge base. Then I held on to my children as well. But in 2020, entering 2021, I noticed that I was still not getting the kind of results that I needed. Then the Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro came in 2021. I decided to register. That was the first time I had to pay money, because of course I had a couple of friends that was like, no, you don't have to pay, because I share these ideas with my friends and they say you don't have to pay. We have a lot of free tips online when it comes to parenting. So I listened to that, but I still had something in me that wanted more. So I joined that Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro challenge. And immediately after that challenge, I had to register for, at least I paid that 5,000 to book a slot. And I told myself, at least let me follow through till the end of the year. By October, November, I can now decide whether I was going to balance the money or not. But lo and behold, I balanced the money because I saw that the things I was actually putting in place, it was working, it was giving me results. And I see that I needed to do more. Even I bought the books online. I started reading. But it cannot be like when you are in the inner circle and you have to attend book reviews and all of that. So that was how I joined in 2021 December. And since then till now, it's not been the same. Thank you, coach.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sure that you have followed me for quite a long time to be remembering purposeful parenting. I remember that it was a parenting platform that I was called to come and speak on far back in 2019. That's interesting. That's very interesting, in the days of where everything was happening on groups. Don't invite me to a WhatsApp group. I will answer you. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And really be grateful. Thank you so much, Omowumi, for sharing that. Now, Omowumi said something. She said, I was following the Tuesday live and I felt, you know what, I don't need to pay. I just, this thing, I've been there, done that, I know what to do and all of that. There are a lot of you that are like that.
Mm.
And that is what you're going to get, tips and hacks, naturally. Tips and hacks, naturally. And you'll be in that place, you will think that you actually know what you do. You will think that it's okay, is enough. Without a structure, believe you me, I'm going to allow Omo me as a veteran follower online because she's a veteran. She followed for too long before she got into the inner circle. She followed me in 2020. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Just only got into the inner circle last year. So that means she followed Tuesday Live. She said the very first day Tuesday Live was announced, she was there. Omo, she's going to be telling us how it made a difference. What's the difference with you being there attending Tuesday Live, getting free tips and ads, because there are plenty free things out there, and being in the inner circle.
Thank you so much, coach. There's a lot of difference. There's a lot of difference. Like I said, what you just get on this weekly program, the Tuesday Live, it's just basic things. Because sometimes when coach is talking, I don't even want it to end. Like I needed more information. However, when I came in into the inner circle, it was simply amazing. I started putting in structures. I started doing the family values, doing the activities, and things began to change. I saw that even when I paid close attention to some of the activities that were done in the inner circle, there was a huge difference. And the difference was so obvious that even people around me began to see that, oh, it seems that you are into something else. Yes. And I was able to say, oh, yes, I am now in the inner circle. Even though it looks somehow to people, why would you have to join? I said it's worth it when you pay and you really understand the value that you are getting. you are going to see an amazing result. And that is simply what I've been able to see. An amazing result in my own personal life, in my work, even in my marriage, and also my children. Even to people around me, I've been able to make impacts to people around me. And for this reason, I clearly tell people, even there's a limit to what I can tell you, you still need to come in. And that is how I've been able to bring more people into the academy. Coach, thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So Wumi has shared and told us that it's not the same. Dr. Celestina said veteran window people. Omo, that's a good name. All right, there are people that have watched me. They're in every program I do. Oh, they're everywhere, but they just think, why do I need to pay money to be in there? And I say, Beggy, I am going to learn it from outside. It's not by like that, too. There is a lot much more, right? There's an understanding. There's a doing in the inner circle. Let me put it like that. Inner circle parents understand what I'm saying. There is a doing. All right. So Wumi, what is the inner circle for you? What does the inner
Mm.
circle stand for you?
Okay, thank you so much. Beautiful question. For me, inner circle is a place of empowerment. I have been empowered. I have been empowered in a way that is beyond my own personal comprehension. There are a lot of things I know now that I never imagined that I could actually know. And that is why I clearly see it as a place of empowerment, because it's particularly beyond my children. It's beyond my children. Is as I actually opened my own eyes to see a lot of things that I never knew that I could actually see, even to get to places that I didn't know I can get to. So, and within a short time, because that's what I see, that within a short time, although through proper implementation, because it's not also enough to get as much information. If we are not implementing, the information will just be there, and a time will come it will be too much for you to comprehend part time. And that is the reason why consistent implementation is the key for me. If we don't implement, in fact, inner circle has taught me that the things you have to do today, don't try to say you want to do it later, because other things are coming up that is going to override the one that you have already penned down. So for every time you have the capacity, it's better to go into action and do the right thing. And that is the place where systems are put in place. And that is one amazing thing that Inner Circle has actually done for me. Thank you, Coach.
Amazing. Inner circle is my place of empowerment. That's amazing. All right. So, Wumi, you're going to be sharing with us, how has the inner circle impacted your personal life, your
Mm.
career, your marriage, and your children? Over to you. You have the stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach. Yes, like I have said, Inner Circle has clearly improved my own personal life, because initially joining Inner Circle, I wasn't even targeting myself. I was not even looking at some areas. But with Inner Circle, I've been able to see that I needed a change. I needed a clear change. And one of the important things that Inner Circle did for me was to help my documentation. Now I document everything, everything. And it's really been easy for me to pinpoint the things that I've been able to do and the things I've not been able to do. Another thing I also gained from Inner Circle is that I shouldn't settle in my success. I noticed that in my career, I've actually settled a lot because I felt I've achieved. So I didn't do more. I didn't even improve myself. There was a time I enrolled for a master's in public health. Because of distance, I did just one semester, I just dropped out. And I saw that I was not adding more knowledge to the one I had. Then I put in for MBA. Wow, even at the time where I registered for the MBA was even tougher than when I dropped out for the MPA. But I pulled through. I pulled through. Despite the work schedule and everything, I did it and I completed it. And aside from that, I started doing personal development. That there are things I needed to add to myself to be able to benefit the work where the work where I am, the place where I work. For example, there are a lot of creative work that we need to put in the office. And I saw that almost everybody is doing this thing the same way it's been done over the years. I had to register for a digital marketing course. I added that to what I know, and I began to actualize what I was learning. And it was looking like I was doing a miracle, because everybody in the office, it now became, oh, this girl has become a cynosure of all eyes. Everybody wants to get something from her. And even what I am learning in the inner circle, I'm also practicalizing at work, especially when I took the emotional intelligence course. Human beings are like the toughest people to deal with, but with appropriate EI, it's actually a walkover. And that's what I've been able to do. And sometimes it look as if, oh, how do you cope with these people? How do you cope with these people? I said it's not about coping. I clearly made them to understand that you need to separate the behavior from the person. When you are able to
Mm,
separate a behavior from the person, it will be easy for you to see beyond what the person has actually done. And
mm,
that has actually been my own watchword that I've been able to use to navigate everyone, even around the workplace. And that has helped me, because I know that in the last 2 years that I've been in the inner circle, I've had awards twice. This is a place
mm,
that I have worked for over 10 years that nobody has recognized me. But
mm.
2022, 2023, I have gotten award as the
Correct.
best. Oh, and I was like, so where has all this been? So it means I need to put in more. When I do more, definitely I will get man. To whom much is given, much is also expected. So that is how it has really helped me. And for my marriage, interesting. Because my husband is a very calm and cool person. I didn't even know there were things I was doing that were kind of taking him for a ride, because he will not even talk. He will just take it into himself. But I noticed that some things were not the way it's supposed to be. And I had to sit down with myself and begin to think, okay, what is the best way possible for me to do this? And I remember earlier this year, we read the book, Building a Family That Lasts. That book actually made me to see that I needed to decrease selfishness and build kindness. When you are able to build kindness within the home, it actually helps you in navigating with your spouse and even with the children. And that is the way I started. I had to call my husband. I had to apologize to him for everything I have done. In fact, it was shocked. He said, "But nothing happened today." I said, "Yes, I know, but I know a lot has happened in the past." I started making commitments. I started writing down. Okay, these are the things I was going to start doing. This is what I will stop doing. This is what I will continue doing. And to him, it was like, this is an angel. That something has happened. I say, yes, I am a changed person and I know it. And
Mm,
that has really helped my marriage. In fact, the kind of relationship that we share right now is totally different from the last 10 years that we've been married. A lot of
mm,
things have changed, and I'm so grateful for it. And then to my children, there was a day I was taking my car for car service. I think I was driving back to work, and then I listened to Coach Wendy's voice notes that morning. I don't know what happened to me that day. I parked, I had to look for a very good place to park. I parked and I cried. I cried because, oh, I've done a lot of bad things. Actually, these children are so innocent and they are so young that some of the things that they were doing, it wasn't their fault. Like, I had two different sets of personality in the house. I have a very quiet person and the one that is not quiet. In fact, a strong-willed child that will test you at every point in time. And the discipline strategy that I've been using has been the wrongest. Yes, I was not beating, but I was shouting. I shout anytime anything happens. I will just shout. I will just scream, and then when I finish screaming, I'll start calming myself down. And my
mm,
children will say, "Mommy, why are you shouting?" I say, "Because of what you have done." But thank God for the book From Yelling to Calm. I was the one that took that review in for my group that particular month in level
mm,
one. I had to make a commitment. I write it down that I'm going to. I let me start from, because I was around that 7 of 7. Then I needed to go to 4. Whether it's going to happen by miracle, I don't know. I'm still targeting 0 and 1, but I need to get to that 4 first for me to see how possible this is. And that was what I did. It was a conscious effort. It's not easy, but it was possible. In fact, a time came that my mom will look like the way you are handling these children. Anytime she's around, say they will get spoiled. So I said, no, they are not going to get spoiled. I'm trying to make them to be themselves. I never knew there were a lot of potentials hidden in my children until
Mm,
I started putting these things in place. And then the book Raising the Independent Thinking Child came. I said, wow, that I've not even given these children enough power to exercise the kind of potential they have. I had to start. I had to start, and that started by saying, building them to say no, building them to be able to face. Because I noticed that whenever they want to talk, they are not so courageous.
mm,
They are not able to face us, to talk to us, because there's this mindset that you don't talk to adults that way. You have to be subjected to whatever the adult says, and they will just take it like that. Oh, as long as you are still our parent. But I remember that when we were growing up, this was something that we were also yearning for, that at least one day I'm going to leave the house, and when I leave the house, I will be fine. And by the time I'm fine, I can now begin to exhibit all the things I was not able to exhibit. So I just sat down that day and I started saying, is this not what my children is going to end up doing if we continue this way? So that's the reason why I had to bring my husband in. I had to begin to, so whenever we have any webinar in the morning, I will play the webinar also in the evening when he's back, and then he will be listening. He will be listening. There was one day my husband said, "Ah, I thought Coach Wendy has taught you about honor. The way this thing that you have done did not show honor." I said, "Hey, did you hear anything like honor? That are you sure you listened to anything?" He said, "Yes." Now that there was one day that you think me, I'm not listening. I'm listening. Oh, ah, in fact, the way he explained everything. The next time we're having the family meeting, he was the one that took us on honor. I said, even me that have been in inner circle, that the way this man is explaining this honor as a skill, I did not even grab it as much. I was grateful that I kept playing. I kept playing the webinars. I was playing the webinars, especially the ones that I know that when he's still wide awake, he will hear. I will play it and I will not even talk. I will not even say anything about it till I started seeing that the things I was saying, it was aligning. Hey, my husband
mm,
stopped beating my children. Oh my God. Now my children celebrate the months and years of no beating. I have
mm.
never heard that before. That children can say, my mommy, thank God. It is now how many years now, how many months now that we have not taken care. I say, has it really gone that bad? They say yes, oh, that when daddy wants to beat like this, every everybody will understand. But now things have totally changed. They will say, thank you. Say our thank you to Coach Wendy. There was a day we're having a program, and my younger daughter said, "Can I talk to Coach Wendy?" In fact, they did about 3 voice notes. They said I should send it to Coach Wendy. They are just saying thank you. That's the only thing they are saying. Thank you for what you are teaching our mommy. Thank you because you have made our mommy to be. I didn't send any of the voice notes because it was very funny. But sincerely, they are so grateful. Things have totally, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. Thank you so much, Ma.
Amazing, amazing. If you listen to me, so when Umi was sharing about doing an MPH, having an MBA, it's of course I used to be a public health analyst, so of course I could connect to a lot of the things that she shared at work. Yeah, she programs. When you program, there's a way your brain works. Conversation for another day. All right, so I'm just learning about that now, and and she said something. She said that I am. now able to even do more things now that I'm even more, a lot more busier than I used to be because of being able to understand how it works. When it comes to learning, one of the things I have learned is that yesterday I was sharing, something about rest. Rest is not a function of how much you have to do or what it is that is the place. It's a function of how much you know. So a lot of people will never enter rest because of what they don't know. So it's not a function of, oh, I have this to do, I'm so busy. No, it's not. It's not. If you do not understand the skills of rest, you will not be able to come into rest. It is
Yes.
a being. It is not a doing. All right, and that's one of the new this thing curriculum that is surfacing in the inner circle this year. Rest as a skill, because I've realized a lot of people get overwhelmed because they do not understand how rest works. Because everybody thinks it's about what I'm doing, how much I'm doing. No, 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 no. It is about how much you know. There is a knowing you enter into, and you enter into rest. The Bible talks about entering into rest. It didn't say just resting because you have more to do. Or not. It talks about entering into rest. There is an entry. There's an entry. And it's a phase, is a level, is an understanding. When you are able to actually understand it, right, it changes everything. And Umi
Mm.
was saying something about documentation, right? And she was, talking about how she's been able to document. And I say, there is no growth without documentation. The reason Africa is where they are is because our documentation is whacked. We cannot make comparisons. We cannot see ourselves before. We do not know where we are going. We do not know how we are going where we are going. It is not just about the things we've done and all of that, but we've not been able to document it. There is no success. You can't be successful without being able to see, document. There is so much to do when it comes to documentation. And one of the things that you would learn in the academy is how to document. Many times I see people, hey, oh, I cannot. If you're coming into the academy, it is 48 hours to becoming a yada. All right, if you can hear me, you can see me. Put a comment in the comment section. 48 hours to be in a yada. 48 hours to be in a yada. 48 hours to becoming a yada. Yada in 48 hours. Yada in 48 hours. And if you're yada in 48 hours, let me see you make that comment. Yada in 48 hours. And if you've not registered to be part of the inner circle yet, in 48 hours, you'll be out of the ark. Look at the screen, the details on my screen, right? And you will be able to actually get in 48 hours. And one of the things that the inner circle does for you is to give you perspective that you have never seen before. I know because I'm gifted with perspective. I know it.
Mm.
People look at me and say, "Oh, your life looks well structured. Well, it looks like you have a perfect life." No, I don't have. My life is nothing close to perfect, but my
Mm.
perspective is a perfect perspective. So I do not have a perfect life. I have a perfect perspective to life, and that changes the game for you. All right. It is part of you being able to build skills of rest, being able to build rest. All right. And if our children do not understand this rest, all right, if they're not able to enter into the phase of rest, you are not actually going to be able to build. Nobody builds in chaos. Nobody builds in chaos. You need rest to actually be able to achieve to go to where you are going to. And you see all the giddy, 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 and all of that. You do not have peace as a skill. You do not have rest as a skill. You don't understand how it goes. Believe you me, it becomes a very big problem. So if you are yada in 48 hours, let me see your comment in the comment section. Wumi said something about her marriage. Very, for me, that was an aspect that struck me. She said, I was doing some things I didn't even know about. And I was taking my spouse for granted without knowing it. And he wasn't saying anything. When you get into the academy, you will see that your normalized nonsense is nonsense. And then you'll be able to look at that nonsense and say, ah, you see all these things, I beg, oh, all your crassness, all your everything that you see online, you are dragging, you are doing this online. Ah, keep it there, keep it outside. Don't bring it to us. We'll pull your feathers, we will drag you. And we are very grateful to drag you. And one of the things I have realized is how dishonoring our process can be, even in the little things. And is in dishonor, that's why we raise, right? That's why we raise people the way we raise people. Because we do not understand honor. We do not understand honor. If you understand honor as a skill, you will not raise, all right, you will not raise children the way you raise them. You will not get into a workplace and you are just honor is a different conversation. I will leave that to your imagination because you're a yada in 48 hours. Honor as a skill, it's one of the anchors. All right. While peace as a skill, honor as a skill, the skills of extra. We're having rest as a skill and all of the other. Let me not give you the insight into the curriculum. Yesterday, somebody sent me a chat and said, I do not want to be overwhelmed. WhatsApp group. I know that this is that. I say, inner circle is not a WhatsApp group. You try that thing you do in WhatsApp groups, you're gone. We'll refund you and send you out without looking back. And unapologetically so. This is a full-time learning space. You dare I want to come and help you people pray. Happy new month. Happy prayer. Happy whatever. Tell your God. Anyway, I will leave that note of warning for the team when they are going to be sharing with you on Friday at the induction. But come prepared because it is not, no, we're not joking. We're not, as the person was asking the question, I was like, that's actually what a lot of people, all right, what a lot of people actually think. That the inner circle is one place, like you come when somebody is celebrating birthday, you post your children's picture, photo shoot. We're not doing photo shoot. It's not, you don't take photo shoots in war. It's not a spa. We have not come to do spa. No. It's not a spa. You don't share links of somebody is praying, you want to pray, let everybody pray. Don't even pray in that place. Not a prayer group. Don't even dare. I'm a Christian. I'm a first class child of God. If you send, let us pray for me, and that you are out. You are out. You're sent out. And unapologetically is not because that I'm not a child of God. I don't understand God. Don't bring it there. Keep it. Your God, you and whatever it is that you want to do whatever you want to do. We are here to learn. And learn we must. And we are not just here to learn, we are here to think. Because an average yada is a thinking parent. You are here to become creative. No, we're not building a set of Africans or a set of, parents across the world who just do things, just anyhow. The anyhowness dies. The moment you enter that induction on that day, your anyhowness dies instantly. We take it out. So I just wanted to say this. Inner Circle is not a WhatsApp group. So that you don't think that it's all those parenting WhatsApp group. You have entered another parenting WhatsApp. If you are in any parenting WhatsApp, get out. You don't need it. Trust me. If you are in the inner circle, you don't need any of that. All these you're free here, in this free class, here in this free master class. You see, free, you will not be able to get a structure to work. That's what overwhelms you. To be in this free class, you want to be in that free class, you want to be in that, you want to be there, you are there. The words we speak in the inner circle are defined. They are prayers on the go. So you don't need to be shouting with link or be shouting amen for you to know that you're praying. For the day. And I just love how for the system. All right, which is very All right, which is very clear. I just said I should note that. So you're not entering a place where you're coming to come and learn. Sorry about that. I think I was cut off. You're not entering a place where you're coming to come and learn, play, where you're coming to greet people, where you're coming to tell us that your father died and then by now telling you is there sorry. Oh no, we don't we're not there for pity party. We're there for work. We're there for work. We're there to move. All right. And Wumi also talked about her children, the things that she was able to do. You know, what struck me was how the children are now looking at the fact that so we can be parented like a people. We don't need to be treated like cows. You know, when people argue that they must hit their children, the question I ask is, are you raising a human being or are you raising a cow? Are you raising a cow? It's cows that I see they use stick and they are pushing and all of that. And then what is even more painful is that all of the children that I see, the beating children, and we leave what is important. We're beating our children, and yet our children are so unskilled
Mm.
because we're all interested in, oh, your child need to pass exam. Oh, your child. We are raising children who are totally unskilled. I wrote in my book, Raising the Independent Thinking Child. And one of the things I shared in that book is how we are majoring on the minor and minoring on the major. And if you're focused on obedience, I dare to say in that book, that obedience is not the goal of parenting. If that is your goal, there's something missing. There's something missing. All right. So, and because of that, we've seen that we are now raising people who are who are serving kings. So our strategy, our framework is raising raising kings, kingmakers, and those who sit on the table with kings. That's our framework. That's what we work with in the Indian circle. So everything revolves around that framework. So we're not in the place of raising people who serve with kings. If you, I'm sure by the time you get into the academy, you understand that most of us were raised to serve kings. No, we're not raised to be kings. Neither were we raised to make kings. Neither were we raised to sit with kings on the table. We were raised to serve kings. It's a mentality, it is a system. And part of raising to serve kings is the way we interpret obedience. It's part of it. All right. This class won't, I'm going too deep into what it is that people will not understand, that leave it there. Let us continue the conversation with Wumi. And if you are here and you're thinking that the inner circle is hype, inner circle will be hype. Inner circle is an experience of a lifetime. Inner circle is the expectation. It's not it is the expectation. Whatever expectation you have, keep it on one side. Your expectation is not expecting enough. In the inner circle, we give you what an expectation is because it is the expectation. Allow us to brag. We have the right. We have earned the right to brag. Our bragging right is bragging. Our bragging
Mm.
right, we have earned the right to brag, to proud. Didn't say it in Nigeria. Prouding rights. So please allow us to proud, please. So when we tell you that the inner circle system delivers to you even things that you didn't think it would deliver to you, we know exactly what we're saying. Because the message in the inner circle is given. It is caught, it's not taught. It is caught, it's not taught. Some things are taught, some things are caught. What will happen to you in the inner circle is a total, full transformation. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. We have Wumi. Wumi is sharing her intentional parenting journey. And by intentional parenting journey, she is sharing what has happened to her. She's been in the inner circle for the past 2 years. She was a yada who was peeping through the window. She was following in the night, like Nicodemus. She will follow, she will follow. And she said, oh, I do not want to pay. And then all of a sudden she found herself. She said, let me even try and pay 5,000. I even wait through the year and see whether I will complete the money. Some people are on that train. I see a lot of people on the wait list. They are dragging their leg. Now, when you see the reviews from the person, you say, hey, I paid, add me. Oh, I paid. Now we are having 100 chat messages in 1 minute. People are now doing rush hour. Oh, I don't know what it is that we're looking for or what it is that we're thinking will happen. The inner circle is going to come and it's going to transform people. This is your opportunity for a transformation. This is your opportunity for your transformation. So you take it. So all these are paid 5,000. I'm waiting. Are you sure that they're going to deliver? You are the one that will be tired of value. Whether we will deliver. Are you joking? Are you joking? The inner circle is the definition of consistency. You are the one that will be you will be tired of the value we offer. And you're going to ask yourself, is this how value actually gets? Yup,
Mm.
that's how it works. All right, Wumi. So share with us. What will be your top 3 webinars and what has the webinar been able to do for you in your life? Before you answer that question, Wumi said something. She said, I've never received an award in all of the years that I've been working in my organization. But in the past 2 years I've been in the inner circle, I have been awarded twice. And she said, is it that they've not been seeing me? They have been seeing her. It's just that they've not seen this her. The inner circle gives you this you. All right. Over to you, Ma. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Ma. Okay, my webinars. I'm not sure I have top three. I might have more. The very first one is for this particular level two, the webinar that we had on the induction day. That was understanding your parenting journey and
Please,
where
this
you
one
are
does.
going. Can you hear me, coach? Okay. So that particular webinar made me to understand that I am not in competition with anybody. I hope I can still be heard. Please let me know if I can still be heard, please. I hope it's not my network. Can you hear
I
me,
think
coach?
I can hear you. Please continue.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Ma. Okay, so I was talking about the very first webinar for this year. That's understanding your parenting journey and where you are going. That webinar made me to know that I am not in competition with anybody. No matter what is happening, everybody's journey is totally different. And that was the very first time I heard the word parenting is war that coach mentioned. He said, until we begin to see the need to fight, we will not be able to put ourselves on the right track. And if we are not on the right track, our children will definitely not be on the right pedestal. So that was the day I committed myself that this year will not be like last year. Yes, I had results the first year, but I knew that I could actually have more results. And for that reason, I had to do a SWOT analysis of my family. I look at our strengths, our weaknesses. What are the opportunities available to us? And what are the things that we cannot control, the threats? How are we going to navigate our way such that these things will not limit us in any way? I started writing, documenting for myself the things I need to do, and for each of my girls, these are the things I need to do. In my marriage, this is what I need to do. And then I created a quarterly assessment for myself, because if we have to wait all year long, it might be difficult to actually note. I might even overlook some things that are very important. So that was what helped me. It was easy for me to track. Oh, these were the things I was supposed to do in the first 3 months. Okay, this is the level that I am. This is where I'm going to. And I don't want to compound what I have already earmarked for the next quarter. So I need to put myself on my toes that these things have to be achieved. We are going hard. And we know that parenting is not for lovers, like coach used to say. So you cannot afford to be sleeping. And I had to tell myself I need to be on my feet. And that particular webinar helped me. It helped me this year 2023, and it helped me to actually measure my journey and to be able to see the things I've been able to do. And then came the parenting launch plan. That book, it was amazing. I was happy that I was part of people that pre-ordered. So immediately the book came, we set into action and started documenting the things that we needed to achieve. In fact, it got to a point that, because I have a help in the house, I had already prepared my children. Oh, this is the time they are going to start washing their clothes themselves. This is a day came, the woman came to meet me and said, I'm not happy, mommy. I said, what happened? She said, I don't have clothes to wash anymore. I said, oh, sorry. It's because the children are now doing it themselves. So when she comes in the morning, there's nothing there. The children, no matter how late it is, before they go to bed, they will wash their clothes. They will do everything they were supposed to do. I said, because I have had a help before that did everything. I did not allow my children to do anything. I said, I was not helping them. I had to sit them down and say, oh, this is the time for me to help my children. They need to be able to do the right things that is needed part time. And I was thankful that I did that because it actually helped me in ways that I cannot even mention. There was a day we went for the open day, my daughter's open day. This is her first time in secondary school. And then the teacher called us and said, before we check anything, before we look at anything, myself and my husband, I said, please sit, ma and sir. Thank you for raising this girl well. That was the first thing she said. I looked at my husband's face, I just smiled. I said, what did you see? She said the first time they were selecting class prefects, that she didn't select her as the sanctuary prefect in the class. But she was watching her. She was noticing that there's something different about this girl. That let me just give her a trial. In fact, she told me, the Holy Spirit told me to call her that day. I called her and said, from today, you will now be the class sanctuary prefect. The real sanctuary prefect will now be your assistant. That, and I want to give you 2 weeks and see how well you will do. She said she was shocked that this is a girl that is always quiet in the class, that doesn't, she's not that loud like the other, and that's how she is even at home. But when it comes to being firm, when it comes to making the classmates to do their work, she drafted out a timetable for cleaning, for mopping, and then she will come home and tell me, my mommy, some children don't know how to mop and they are in JS1. They don't know how to sweep. They say they don't sweep in their house. I told them, you have to sweep. The teacher was like, oh, that we've been trying to make these children to do this work, that this my girl will hold them down. School is over, you have to clean, because if you don't clean, you will meet a dirty class tomorrow. And like that by the time they were doing the midterm assessment for them in the school, their class was the neatest class in the whole school. They had an award. She had a special award. Then the teacher now gave her another award as well. Say thank you, because my class has not collected this award before. So she was
Wow.
like, if not because of the training that this girl had, that this thing, I'm sure that this thing did not jump on her. She must have been taken through a process. So those were the things that webinar did for me, and I'm so grateful and so thankful for it. Another webinar is building relationship skills. This particular webinar was by I think Auntie Etima. Yes, the early part of the year. And that particular webinar helped me to be able to teach my children about friendship using our family values. This my daughter that we're talking about, she's not somebody that jumps on people, but I told her, you need friends, you need people. Life cannot be run on your own terms alone. You need people that you need to be accountable to. And she's so grateful now that, oh, she can form quality friends. She will come to me and tell me, oh, these are the things I observe in this person. I want you to meet my friend. At least my mommy come and pick me one day so that I can introduce my friends to you. I was like, oh, this is amazing. So now you understand. We use ourselves as an example. The quality of friends that we have, the ones that are not helpful, that are not moving us anywhere, we have dropped them. And the friends that we now have, even though we have a small circle, but they are quality friends and they can also see it. And
Hmm.
that's one thing I used to be able to talk to them. Although the sister who is a strong-willed, like I said, she's also kinesthetic. She keeps telling me, my mommy, I cannot be boxed to a corner. I say yes. There's in fact there's no box anywhere.
There's no
There's no,
box. It
this
doesn't
is a
exist.
16-year old I'm talking about. She talks, she's so free. And then I allowed her. There was a day one of the teachers called me and said, oh, I noticed that your daughter is now moving with one Hausa girl. Okay, I said, okay, thank you, ma. I said, when she came back, I said, I hope you are learning from her. Ah, she said, oh, she's teaching me the Hausa language. I have learned this, I have learned that, and I'm also teaching her some things that she's having challenges with in the class. I'm also teaching. I said, that is fantastic. I now have to tell the teacher that don't worry, she's in safe hands. She knows what she's doing. Then let's keep watching her. Let's put her through. I will not chase my children away from people. I need them to associate with people around them. And that webinar has really, really impacted them. I can see the influence that it has had on even on their decision making. They will come and tell me, oh no, this person wants to be my friend, but with the way she does, she it doesn't align with what we offer in this family. I said this. So our family value, as we have a song for our family value. That was what I had to formulate a song for our mission statement, our vision, so that it can stick. So we kept singing and singing till it became part of them. And with that, it was easy for them to adapt the family values wherever they go. In everything, it was easy to adapt the family values, and that has really helped us. Another thing is how to create a holiday plan and teach travel skills. This is one very fantastic aspect of my life, because holidays, we just see holidays as is one of those things. Let Christmas come, and then we go out, take the children out, let them enjoy themselves, and that's all. No, it's not the same anymore. The ultimate holiday bundle has been fantastic. It has really helped us. It has helped us to plan. In fact, the children look forward to holidays. I'm not scared of any holiday. If the children are coming for holiday, let them come. This end of the year coaching that they used to go for in school, this year I told them my children are not coming. The holiday time is a time for them to relax. Is a time for them to learn new things. I had to enroll my older daughter for a personality class. I enrolled her for anger management course. Then Coach David's program came in, the drug hackathon. I enrolled them. The body smart course, I enrolled them. They were learning. They did their Bible school. In fact, too many. It was amazing, and the holiday finished too fast. And I was like, oh, when did the time go? But it was indeed amazing. And for them to even navigate their way to and back from school, that travel skills totally helped them. I was able to teach them how to navigate, how to be able to communicate with people. We have days in the house that we call Yoruba Day. That Yoruba Day, anybody that speaks English that day is going to pay a fine, or you are going to take a disciplinary action. It has really helped them. My first daughter, she doesn't like to speak Yoruba, even though she understands. And I see that even when she comes with her scripts, she does well, but she doesn't like to speak. The second one, she's very fast. Oh, it's Yoruba Day. She will be happy. She will be speaking it till she got to learn. A time came when we started introducing consequences for not speaking Yoruba. She said, is it this serious? She had to learn. And now it is paying off for her. She told me the other day when she was coming back from school, she entered Keke. She has paid the man, but the man refused to give her a change. And she said she was very close to where she was going to come down. She said, mo fẹ́ gba change, mo fẹ́ gba change. She was now telling me that she was telling herself, Abi, I did not speak it very well. She said, mo fẹ́ gba change, I want to collect my change. That even the guy was looking at, who is the person talking? She said, yes, because without that change, I will not be able to take the next Marwa to my own junction. And with that, she even told me how she navigated. She said that time, immediately she came down from that one, she wanted to enter the next one, and then she missed the Marwa. She said, I cannot afford to sleep here. Oh. I need to hustle. She said she quickly rushed. And when she asked them, how much is my junction? Unity junction. They said Unity is 200. But if you are going to take the direct line, I want to collect my change. She said, okay, Can I still be heard?
Yes, we can hear you. You got cut off a bit, but we can hear you, ma. Continue.
Okay, thank you. She said, I want to keep my 100 naira. Then she will walk. She was supposed to drop. She will not drop there. She would drop at a bus stop before her house. And then she started saving up her money, saving up her money. She will not even take her seat because she knows that she will not be able to use it. And I was so happy that she could think. I said, yes, this is good. That we need to start raising you to actually understand how to navigate your way. And since traveling journey, they go with a book. Because when we are back, you need to tell me the things that you saw. And that was what I used when we were training them how to go to school by themselves. You will tell us all the bus stops so that when you are coming from one bus to enter another bus, you will know that this is where I'm supposed to enter a new bus. Another thing happened yesterday. She told me that the Marwa she entered, instead of 100 naira, that the person gave her 50 naira change. Then she was like, I'm supposed to collect 100 naira. But she said she looked at the Marwa that it was that time she discovered that she's the only female and she's a girl. The others are and they are all the way they were looking. And she said she remembered I have told them before that some people they were fighting on the road because of change. And it's a very bad thing to fight. She said, is it not just 50 naira? Don't worry, I can always make up for it another day. So that was how she just she said, I just left them because I don't know if they plan to beat me up because it was intentional to give her a change that is less than the one she was supposed to collect. And I hugged her. Immediately she told me, I said, that was so wise of you. It doesn't worth it. Because of 50 naira, you have to now be disturbing yourself on the way. It doesn't make sense. But with that, she was able to learn a lot of things and she's happy. In fact, we taught her how to cross the road that asked people. My daughter said, I remember one day my dad said some people also disguise, especially men, that they disguise with another person's child, and you will be looking like as if they are the father of the child. So if it's not a woman, if it's not an authority like a police officer or a LASMA officer, I will not ask. I will watch the road very well. And I was going to cross. And she did that. The small girl too, she goes to school and come back. Somebody called me on the one day and said, I saw your daughter going to school by herself. Why didn't you take her to school? They didn't even know that the other one, the one in JS1 too, is also going entering 2 buses to get to school. I said, oh, she said, you know, Nigeria, the way Nigeria is now, kidnapping and all of that, and people know you in your area so that they will not think, when we kidnap our child, she will pay money. I said, no, those people are the ones that will take care of her. As you are seeing them, so they know her. There is nothing that is going to happen to her. She will go and she will come back. They had to tell me, please, can you come and tell us how you are doing it? That this courage is on another level. I have never seen anybody that allows a child to go to even the school. There was a day she wanted to be coming home. The proprietress called me and said, we can't release your daughter, that the distance that she's coming. I said, no, she's going to come, ma. She has my blessings upon her already. She will come and nothing is going to happen. From that day, the proprietress has not been disturbing me again. They said, this girl is amazing. Let her just go. That there's nothing that will happen. And sincerely, nothing has been happening to them. This is 2 years now since I entered Inner Circle and I heard that webinar. I intentionally tried it out. The very first day, my husband followed them to the estate gate. He called my mom. He said, "Ah, please talk to her. I don't know why she has been telling this children that they will go to school by themselves. There's nothing wrong with us. The cars are at home. We can take them." I said, no. Hey, we will not always be available. That we need to teach them. I had to allay his fears. I said, don't worry, trust me on this one decision. If it doesn't work, then we stop it. If it works, then we continue. But alas, it worked. And it's still working and it will continue to work. My children can navigate their way, they can go wherever they want to go. And I'm so grateful. They are just 10 and 7. They are 10 and 7, but you would think that they are older than that with the kind of things that they do. Hey, I would have loved to share more, but let me stop here because it's early. I have a lot of webinars that I have written down. Thank you, Coach, for this
Wow.
beautiful
Wow,
opportunity.
that's where you see an implementing yada. It shows it's not I'm listening to webinar. I know what the webinar says. No, it is I've listened to the webinar. This is what I did with it. When she was sharing, she in fact from down to bottom, she said the child has my blessing. What is the problem? Are you a protector of human beings? Knowledge gives you courage and rest. You enter into rest. There's a kind of rest you enter. The burden you have in parenting is because you do not have knowledge. The burden you have in parenting is a lack of knowledge burden. Parenting is hard already. Choose your hard. Come and learn. It is already overwhelming. Choose the hard. Don't be in the space where you will run kitty kitty kata kata with tips and hacks. Trust me, you will. There is a stability you enter into when you get into the academy. It's not me, because the message is bigger than the messenger. When I'm telling you to do what I tell you, hear a lot of my stories. I share with the inner circle parents how I dare. I remember the very first day our children was going to fly alone. They were 10 and within Nigeria. My husband and I didn't sleep now through the night. We'll wake up again, we'll say, hey, what is it? Maybe you will not buy ticket and full. I say, why? I'm in the US the next day. How am I going to buy tickets? You buy and go now. But there was something that was bigger. It was the message. And today we can confidently sit back, have our children, travel wherever. Yeah, there is no lion anywhere. None. It does not exist. The only lion that is out there is a lion of the tribe of Judah. And that's one of the things that the inner circle does for you. Wumi has shared depth of what it is that she has done. She said the teacher called me and I said she has my blessings. And that is, in fact, when she said that, I couldn't laugh. That is all you need, the blessings and the God that protects. Unfortunately, what we have done with parenting over the years is that we want God to parent and then we protect, which we do not have the capacity to do. All right, I'm going to leave it here. But knowledge liberates. Knowledge changes you. Anytime I listen to parents talk about one of the things that you're going to enjoy in the academy is how the holiday works. So Christmas is coming. We have a well-crafted plan for Christmas. We don't joke. And
Mm-hmm.
our plan is not go and buy dress, go and wear clothes, go and put yourself under pressure, go and sleep on the tailor's house 24 hours. Who is the person that created all of those things? Who? We have changed it. The memo is different. We created a system where Christmas is Christmas, where the holiday is a holiday. And one of the things that we have been able to do is that holiday is coming. Inner circle parents are looking forward. Because you're thinking all the things that you will be able to do. Really? And you're like, holiday is coming. My husband and I are crafting the Christmas holiday plan. All right. We created the intentional Christmas bundle to an amazing Christmas bundle. Of course, the team is going to announce that, and when we finish onboarding, all right, so that you can start preparing. There's something we have in the academy, the 12 days of Christmas journal, right, in the inner circle, only exclusive in the inner circle. 12 days of Christmas journal, and that puts you. If children finish Christmas, and your children will tell you this is the best Christmas I've ever. And it's as if I've never gone through Christmas ever. It's in the inner circle you find that. All right. And we transformed it 360 degrees to become what it should be. So people don't get overwhelmed with holiday anymore in the academy. We are looking forward to holiday. Somebody shared a 12-point agenda of what the inner circle have done to her for her in the last 1 year. I think Temi Tayo, all right, and she shared that in her cohort. I think that's level 1E. I was reading through this morning, and one of the things she said is what happens during the holiday. In the inner circle, we take the holiday like life. And when you have taught that in January you learn holiday planning. You learn it in January. We don't run kitty kitty, You plan in January what you want to do. We learn travel skills. There was something Wumi shared about her daughter when she was given that change by the keke man. If you learn safety skills and you teach it, your children will understand safety. Safety is not the absence, right? It is not the fear of the things that are happening. Unfortunately for us, what we don't understand is that this is the time where our children need safety like bloodline in these times. In fact, people say, oh, hey, Nigeria is so bad. Are we going to let our children be out there? This is the time they need to be out there. This is the time they need to learn how. If not, your child will be lost. It was the day our son said to me, I had to stop Ife from speaking the kind of broken she was speaking. Because I realized that Ife, this broken, they are speaking, they will think that you're one Ajebo girl. So he now said, Ife, it's okay. And then my daughter was like eyeing him, like, why are you telling me to stop? And then I said, it's enough. And then when they came back grumbling, they had entered the bike. Everybody came back to report. Why did Ayo tell me to? Why will you talk to me like that? Ayo said, I only said that because the way you were going, they will think that we are some Ajebo children, and that's actually you. You are putting yourself up for a prey. Inner circle trains their children. Inner circle parents will train their children to think. It is only when you can think. See, if you have to make all the decision for your child, there is a problem. You have raised someone who can think. And that's the biggest disservice you can do to a child. That child saw the environment. She surveyed it. And she said, oh, Mom, if I continue with this change, it is not going to go well. Let me just carry my kaya and just be going. Shebi is $50. No wahala. We look for a way. Wisdom is profitable to direct. What we teach in the academy is wisdom. We don't teach you. It's not knowledge. It's not book. It's not. Just go on the internet and no. If you go and find these travel skills, the way we teach it in the inner circle, you won't find it anywhere. Trust me, you're not going to find it because we are the Harvard of parenting. And trust me, our curriculum is not out there. The inner circle curriculum is specially crafted from heaven. And that is one of the things that changes it. All right, to everything. Your children should be able to think. Our children at 13 going to 14, they are able to stay in our house alone. Eat. I'm not going to call and say, hey, have you eaten? Hey, have you gone to church? Why? The children should grow. You are raising adults. You're not babying children. You're not babying children. You're raising adults. Children should be able to understand know-how. Holiday comes, we put our children, holiday lesson, this one. Holiday, we only train the head of a child. Like one year that said, we don't train the hands, we don't train the heart. We only train the head. So there's hand training, there's heart training. We take it off. So everything is about go to school, pass exam, make A, and then what? Then we end up raising people who cannot think, who become servants to the kings for life. And that's why our strategy is raising kings, kingmakers, and those who sit on the table with a king. You do not want to miss because it involves the intentional parenting principles with the goal of nurturing leaders, influencers, contributors to the society. We're not just raising any kind of person. No. We're not just raising, people who can, just run around and all of that and get jittered up. TIP is not a spa. TIP is not a spa. All right, parenting is not for loafers. What we do is not for people who just want to loaf around, no, or just want to play around. No. We're raising kingmakers, those who become kings, and those who sit on the table with kings. It takes a lot for you to actually be able to do that. Every kingmaker, every king, and everyone who sits on the table with the king has a template of raising them. There is no kalokala in it. Like I say, I know with exactitude the outcome of parenting if you follow the curriculum. I know. I'm not asking. I know what will happen to you. And that's why we don't promise you anything less than transformation. We don't come and say, maybe if you come, maybe no, no, no. Inner circle program meets you at the point of your need. Whatever you need, it meets you at that point because there is God here. It meets you at the point of your need, and it transforms your life 360 degrees. And one of the webinars that I love is a travel skills webinar. I'm a travel person. I'm a travel person. I love to travel. That's one of my hobbies, right? So if you get me ticket to Honolulu, I'm going to be glad. You know, that kind of thing. I love my popping life. I love to pop when I need to pop, and anytime I teach that skill, I have been privileged to travel across the nations of the earth. And one thing I have been able to pick out is how Africans do not understand how to build into their travel, how to use travels as transformation. So we teach it in school. Travel is education. Travel is education, not be inside shopping mall. Oh. It's not inside shopping mall. There is a skill to it. There is a skill to travel as education. And if you miss it, I know a lot of parents who have traveled abroad with their children for the past 10 years. You've not been able to build that skill because you don't know how. So you can even be doing the things and you're not getting anything out of it. The same thing you have done for years. You get into the inner circle, you learn how to do it in 1 year. You will see all the things that you have missed and all the things. It just shows you report card. I will be sure that when you get into the academy, no matter where you have reached in your parenting, you will collect because there is a collection for everybody at every level. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you have reached, it doesn't matter how many children you have raised either. You collect
Yes,
your own
so
because there's a collection for you in the yard. All right, we have Wumi in the building. Wumi sharing how intentional parenting journey. I love the practicality of your journey. I love the way your journey, of implementation is so tangible. And that's because Wumi can see this because there is no growth without documentation. All right. And Wumi, share with us what would be the top three books you've read in the academy and their impact.
okay. Thank you so much. In fact, the level one books are totally amazing. So they are like a foundation to the books in level two. And if you are in level one and you read the books and understood the book and implemented the book, it will help you, totally help you when you enter level two. One of the most amazing book I saw in level two is this Winning the Heart of Your Child.
Mm,
That book was explicit. We have learned about how to connect with our children, to correct. But there is more. There is a lot more. If we Most times parents love to win in arguments. They love to show the child that you are wrong. I am the only one that is right. This book clearly said parenting is hard work. And if you are parenting a child, that would make you understand that, because there are times that the children would actually be innocent. The things that we accuse them of, they are actually not, times we are not patient to listen to them. This book helped me to actually know that if I really want to win the heart of my child, I have never, as much as I read, I have never seen that book before. I don't know how coach gets to see all these amazing titles. They are fantastic. That book helped me to know that I need to calm down and listen to them whenever there's an issue. If I didn't do that, there would have been a lot, as small as they look. Now that they now understand, they carry themselves with a consciousness that this is a family that we can relate. And we have a communication culture. Since I listened to that webinar on communication, we drafted our communication culture, that in this family, no matter who is talking, you have to listen. And most times when we decided to start doing that, it was easy for us to see that, oh, some of the things that we even accuse them of, we were even the one wrong. And parents sometimes find it difficult to say sorry to their children. This book helped me to know that I need to keep saying sorry whenever I'm wrong and be intentional. about not repeating the acts. I love the book that coach mentioned one day. She talked about the apology language. It's not part of inner circle book, but I went to look for that book. I read it. I understood the different apology languages. I now started to look at it, where each person in the family fits in. So for the fact that I have said sorry does not mean that the person is ready to accept my sorry. I need to be able to calm down and give the person time to process and be sure that I am actually sorry, because there are a lot of people. My husband will say sorry has male and female. It was that apology language that made me to believe what my husband has been saying. My husband has been saying sorry has male and female before now. My husband will say sorry has negative and positive. But in my head, I'll be like, I've said sorry now, so you should just take sorry like that. But it's beyond that. People need to be sure that you are intentional with the sorry, and you need to show remorse. The apology language is a fantastic book. Anybody that has not read it should please go and read it. The same person that wrote the five love language is the same person that wrote the apology language. I think there are also five too. And write it down and use it to look at the things that you are currently doing. In fact, there are some people that are having issues with themselves, that those issues are not even necessary if you actually understand both the love languages and the apology languages. I discovered that people just mention love language. They have not sat down to read that there's something called apology language. The day I read that book, I put it on my status. I put the things I learned. Some people had to start asking me questions. That which one is this one again? You're talking about apology language, but it's real. And sincerely, once we start putting it into heart, it's going to help us fantastically. That winning the heart of your child help me to build boundaries and be consistent with it. Most times we forget. Oh, I have also already mentioned, and children has a way of knowing. They know whether, can I still be heard, please? I just want to be sure I can be heard.
Yes, you can be heard, man. You can be heard.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma. Thank you. They know
Yes.
when you are sure with the boundaries that you are putting down. They know when you are not. Oh, is it not my daddy? Is it not my mommy? I know when she will soon reach her elastic limits. Hey, children are fantastic. They are wonderful creatures. God is good. I'm sure when we were there, we were not opportune to navigate the potential that we had as children. But these ones that we have, oh my goodness, they understand boundaries and they are also watching you. Most times, we parents are the ones that don't even have boundaries. We made a law that once you want to enter anybody's room, you knock. My children, they are so dedicated, they will knock the door when they are about to enter your room. But when we want to enter their room, we just open and knock. Hey, they will talk and say, my mommy, you cannot come in. Please, can you go back, knock and wait for a response? Eh? I was shocked, but I had to do it. I had to do it consistently. I had to tell them that I am more committed, and I have to show them it's not just in saying. I have to show them I will knock and wait. If they want me to enter, they will ask me to enter. If they don't want me to enter, they will not. And that actually showed them that, oh, now she's beginning to understand boundaries. It's like they even understand the boundary more than me. But when I read that book, I was able to see that I needed that boundary and I need to model the right thing to them. I was modeling it, I was showing them, and it was easy for them to also navigate and go through with it. So for us as parents, we have what it takes to have the right relationship, to win the heart of our children. All we just need to do is to know how to do it. And once we know how to do it, it will be a walkover. Another beautiful book that I read is Building a Family That Lasts. Oh, I love that book. I love it so much. I have mentioned it before. It taught me how to decrease selfishness and build kindness is so needed. And when we have kindness and show it, our children would also be able to show it to other people around them. Oh, I'm so happy that my children can show kindness to people. They go out to help. There was a day our pastor was being. We had a new pastor coming in into Lagos, all the way from the north. They have never navigated this environment before. These children will volunteer. My mom, can I go and help them in the house? They have small babies. Hey, she would tell me, how have you been able to do it? They will help her to clean the house. They will help her to reduce our workload. I will just smile and say it's real work, and when you are more consistent, they will do it. These children can show kindness to people. They understand what it is because they've also seen us doing it to others, even to the person that works for us in the house. Now they show her kindness, and she herself is surprised. This woman, this is her seventh year working for us. She is not changing her mind whether she's going on, and she has achieved a lot. She has started her business. I had to reduce her time that she comes in to 12 o'clock. Instead of coming in from the morning, she does her own personal business, and she has been able to even buy a land for herself with, and this work is the only work she does. What I've been able to do for her is to introduce her to my colleagues. Whenever you have anything you want to do, please call her. I will release her for you. She will come, she will do. My children saw that this is amazing. And
Mm.
you are not going to take it out on her that is going to affect her salary. When she's sick, I take her to the hospital. She's not somebody that likes going to the hospital. They prefer these about things. I say no. There are some times that you need to go to the hospital and be checked. At least trust the process. I took her to the husband will call me, our children will call me. She will be 50 this year. Our children will call me and thank me. I said, oh no, I'm just trying to add value. In fact, a lot of people would have thought that she would have left, but no, she still decided to stay. She's a Muslim. Now she attends church. Because of us, she will wait and attend church. Whenever we are going for a major program, she will come. She will say, I will look for a way to tell my husband, because she's seen a lot of change. And
Mm.
sincerely, this has taught our children a lot. And from building a family that lasts, I also learned about team-minded families. When we are united as a family, when we do things together, work together, division will not be there at all. And when we are not divided, nobody will be able to think about himself alone. And that book has actually helped to decrease disrespect and also increase gratitude. Ah, we have taught children how to do gratitude. They will just write something on their paper, paste it on our door. Before we wake up, you will see, thank you for being my mommy. I say, yes, thank you for being my daughter too. I'm very grateful. All the connection tools that we've been getting has really been amazing, been helpful. And that book, Building a Family That Lasts, is a must for every family. For us to actually have a family that will last, we really need to be intentional about it and work towards it. And the third book I will be mentioning is Raising the Independent Thinking Child.
That's the fourth
This
book,
book,
man.
this book, I carry it. I have read it. I carry it wherever I'm going. Hey, anywhere I'm going. In fact, a friend asked me one day. She said, "All these books that you are reading, is it part of your package in the academy?" At least everybody now knows. I said, "No. Book is another investment on its own.
Yup.
At least, if whether I'm in the academy or I'm not in the academy, the books are my own."
Mhm.
And I can also extend grace. A time is coming, my children will be able to read these books as well. So it's
Mhm.
not a waste. She said, hey, this is serious. So when we join the academy, we also have to buy books. I said, yes, that's the way we spend Christmas. You are not only buying books, so you buy puzzles, you buy games. My
Mhm.
daughter loves to paint. In fact, my 7-year-old is writing stories now.
Mhm.
She told me something. I think 3 weeks ago they had an election. She said she joined the debate class, the debate club in her school. She's in basic three. That they now said they wanted an assistant general president, and the person must come from basic three. So they said if you are interested, show up that there's going to be an election. She said she signified about 10 of them. They came out. So they asked them to face the wall, and then others will now start voting. I never knew my daughter has a lot of influence in her class, despite her personality. She said others were voting zero, one, two, that when it got to her turn, it was 16 people that raised their hand. He said that's how she won the election. She was so proud of herself. She said, "Oh, look at me. I can now make decisions." She has written 2 stories. She will keep coming to me and say, "Mommy, when are we publishing the book?" I said, "Just calm down. The book has to be edited. We'll go through it. We will need to guide you." Hey, I never knew that she can in the night, in the middle of the night, she can wake up and write. She will just think about a topic and write and say, "I want to publish a book. This is one of the things that I have planned for myself." This is not even a child that I'm really putting a lot of goal on, but everything that we are doing in the house, she's the first person that will be so active, and she's picking it very fast. Raising that independent thinking child has been so amazing, and I really want to say thank you to coach for that beautiful book. That book is like a bible. It's like a bible, and it's really a wonderful book for us. Thank you so much, ma.
Amazing, amazing. Who else agrees with me that inner circle is not hype? Put it in the comment section. Inner circle no be hype. Oh. We're not here to hype anything. We're not here to just come. It is not just theory. It's not just come. Hey, you will learn this, you will learn that. We are talking about practicality of knowledge. And we talk about being a Christian, being a Muslim, whichever faith that you practice. Inner circle changes the game for you. You practice like you are going to heaven. It's not, hey, I'm a child of God. So it's not sharing link of prayer that makes a child of God. You don't get it. It is in the practicality of your faith. It's not in the proclamation of your faith. You can proclaim all you want. And if you do not practicalize to be seen, you can't sit with the kings. The Bible says, yet a man diligent. You need to be seen. What are you putting in? We are very, very distinct with with proclamation. We proclaim and proclaim, and it cannot be seen in our lives. Oh, we're out there, evangelism. Oh, our life cannot speak, even to the people that are around us. In the inner circle, you learn that the first people who should see your life is the people around you and who can testify that this is who you are. Coach Malala said the apology language book is a book in the conclave. I mentioned it to the parents in the inner circle in just a voice note because the book, one of the things that we read at the conclave. All right. Talking about the conclave is a program for marriage, for couple in the Marriage Seal Academy. And of course, I just mentioned it, and then the others run with it. See, when people say, hey, all this book, oh, you just tell me all the book I will buy. For the next one, I say, please make a budget. The book, I don't understand. How do you increase me by the books you read? I've never been able to, phantom it. You buy a book, you read it, you say, coach told us about books. Hey, oh, and all of that. No, 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 no. All right? It is not about, all right? It is not about who knows? Wumi said something, said the books are mine. It's not about me being in the nurse. It is me now. It's my knowledge. It's me. The knowledge that I'm getting. From what you have seen Wumi share this morning, you can testify that she's raising an influencer. So in the inner circle, you are either raising an influencer. So you are either raising a king maker, and those who sit on the table with the king. And that is the template. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the template we have. It's at the back of your mind. You become, all right, the things that happened. So don't come to us thinking, hey, are you sure? All this book, you will hear the one, you will run yourself, you by yourself. As Wumi said it, I didn't know she bought the book now. I'm not in her house. I did not know she bought it. It's not an inner circle recommendation. It was a recommendation when we were sharing and talking about a particular tool of the day. And I shared it in passing. She ran with it. It has blessed her. I don't get it. Did the book enter my pocket? Abi, did the money come to me? So sometimes when I'm doing some of those things, I'm wondering, what are they even saying? You buy a book. A book doesn't enrich me, it enriches you.
Mm-hmm.
A book you buy does not enrich me in any way. It enriches me. It's just like gratitude. Gratitude doesn't increase the person, it increases you. When you're grateful to God, it doesn't make God, it doesn't add 1 inch to who God is. It adds to you as a person. It is you. So all these, are you going to buy book? You heard it now. You will buy purse. You will buy gear. You buy. Be ready. If you're wearing wig, that your wig. That's 500K. Sell it. And we are unapologetic about it. That you're hanging out with the boys in the evening, you will cut it out because you don't need the hanging out with them. In the season of the life where you are, you need to hang out with your children, and your
Mm.
resources need to be in the family. That's where it should be. And unapologetically so, you will buy the truth. When you get into the inner circle, one of the things you learn is how to buy wisdom. Because wisdom is expensive, it's not cheap. Anything that costs you nothing, then of course, that is not valuable, it's not profitable. It will cost you something. So get ready, prepare. You will buy books, so you buy puzzles, so we buy. I've made an order of the puzzles for the holiday and the paintings, paint by numbers that we're doing on the holiday. What are we talking about? Some parents reach out to me and say, I've never bought. You buy books for your children. We've not even talked about book recommendation for your children. Yeah, shouting, are we going to buy book? After we pay the money, oh, we will buy book. You will buy book now. You will buy book because the book enriches you. The book enriches you. So when you pay your fee, you will get more than the value you're thinking about for your fee. So don't even think, hey, so it means that if I pay this 100K, will I get, you will get value, will chase you. You will come and beg me to stop sharing value. I have seen this over and over again. But you will be chased by value. So we're not
Mm.
afraid of the value that we offer. No, we're not. You can see how confident we are. My team and I, we come out boastically and give you what it is that you need. Thank you again, Wumi, for sharing with us this morning.
Thank
It's been
you.
amazing. Wumi, what will be the last words you're going to be giving to parents who are listening to you, who are, wondering, who are like you, who have been in the window and watched 2 years, who paid 5K and they're wondering, are you going to complete this 95K? Are you sure this thing is going to work?
Mm.
Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so before I go to those that are just coming in or planning to come in, I would like to first of all talk to my fellow yarders. I know that some people kind of seem weary. I see it. Okay, let me give an example. Sometimes when we are supposed to book review,
One minute, ma'am, please
okay,
round
when
up.
we're supposed to do book review, people find it kind of tough. It's like they are getting tired. Please, inner circle, yadas, members, please don't get tired. You can do it. You can do it. Give it all it takes. And for those that are just coming in, please prepare yourself. You have made the best decision for yourself, for your family, and for the world around you. And we are going to make an impact. And for those that are still thinking, whether to join or not to join. At this point that we are right now, you have no time to think except you want to wait again for the next 365 days. If you have the means and the resources, it's best to make that option and pay for that for the next cohort, and you will be amazing. This time next year, you will come back and say thank you to coach that you made the right decision. Thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate this opportunity. I don't take it for granted at all. I am sincerely grateful. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, Wumi. We love you. We honor you. Thank you for your time. The greatest thing that I have ever seen a human being give in my life is their time, because I consider your time your life. Thank you so much for giving your life, I dare say. And I'm so grateful for you and also for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing the practicality and the tangibility of this
Thank
journey.
you.
Thank you for affirming and reconfirming that the
Thank
mandate that
you.
we have is real. We honor
Thank
you, we
you.
celebrate you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
and see you right in the yard. We're going to let it
Thank
go
you.
now so that we
All
just
right.
round off. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us this morning. It has been an amazing journey with me. Came with all of the guns. Umi is a level 2 year that's been in the inner circle now for 2 years, and she shared with us all of the things that she's learned, not just learned, her implementation process. I love how parents in the inner circle share about implementation. So if you're listening to me, you're wondering, we share practicality, is in the tangibility, right? Is in the things that you do. One of the most striking things that we shared this morning is about her walk of faith and how it has affected the people around her. I say that inner circle makes you make effort. That's the truth. Because you will now begin to think of how to actually practicalize what you're learning, and not just you just passing through, or not just sharing link because that's what you think is Christianity or Islam, whatever it is that or whatever religion that you practice. The inner circle changes the game. It affects your spiritual life. It affects your work life. Wumi mentioned that in her life of working for 10 years, is these last 2 years that she has been awarded twice just because she's in the inner circle. It affects your whole family life. It affects the people around you. People will see that there's something different in you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is the last of the series before mine tomorrow. Are you going to be here tomorrow morning? 8 o'clock. I'm going to be sharing with you on my own intentional parenting journey. I am sharing my own journey. I want to show you also that I have a journey. I want to show you also the things I have been able to do. I want to show you also that the inner circle was first created for me, even before for you. I want to show you the tangibility and the practicality of my own journey. Are you going to be here tomorrow to hear your coach share with you what has happened in her life since being in the inner circle in the past 4 years? I dare say, I will be the oldest yada, apart from Antetima that is, matric number 001. And that's the amazing thing. Antetima will be interviewing me tomorrow. Antetima is my friend, my sister. And of course, you're going to be hearing a whole lot more about my journey being an inner circle parent. Will you be there tomorrow? It's 8 o'clock. And that will be the grand finale of my intentional parenting journey for 2023. And that will be the last thing that we will do before we fly into December 1st. December 1st is the new year of the TIP Academy, the Intentional Parent Academy. That's our new year. So 1st December is that year that we're all looking forward to. But we're going to close this year with an Gamposki session tomorrow. You want to be there. I'm not hyping you. I have results that can break ceiling. Me too. What are you guys talking about? I have my own results too. I'm going to come and display. We're not afraid. We are bold, loud, proud, and big. Like my friends were saying. All right. And really, really, really bold about we're not silent about what God has done in this system. No, we're not. Because we're here to make impact. We are not here to make impressions. I'm sure the masterpiece women understand what I said. You are not here to make impression. I'm not coming to impress you tomorrow. I am coming to impact you. And that's what I'm coming with a mantle that have been given to me on this journey. Hey, I'm going to be dropping mantles. Mantles are transferred by men and not by God. It was Mrs. York who shared that in her session. You transfer mantles by men. Mantles are going to be here tomorrow. Do not miss it. And you're going to also understand some of the things that have happened to me over the years. The transformation is palpable, is tangible, it's seen. You don't even know half of it. Don't miss it for anything. All right, be here 8 o'clock tomorrow. Wait, Your coach is coming live to share her own journey. Who's going to be here with me? Thank you so much for joining me today again. Thank you, Wumi, for sharing her journey. And shout out to you. I have parents who have been here from day one to the last day. Dr. Celestina Yusuf, I see you. I see you, Fejiro, the Adjos, Joseph and Fejiro Adjo. I see Dr. Happiness and Professor Christine Swaken. I see Neka. There are some, yadas. In fact, there are some new yadas who have followed this series. Nkomi, are you here? Who have followed this series for the last, I'm good with names. I know Ayo Yemi, I don't know if she's here this morning. Comfort Way. I know others who have been here. Consistency. Consistency is a skill you build if you work with me. Because if you ask of the name, if consistency were a name, I would bear that name. Please permit me, respectfully speaking. There are very little coaches in the space that I operate from. We're not many. We're not many. There's a realm that I operate from that a lot of coaches don't operate from. This is me telling you the truth. So when you get into the academy, right? When you get into the academy, it's a different ball game for you. I look forward to being your coach. I look forward to being that person, all right, that will inspire you to do things differently. And I dare say that I have been given a mandate. I have been given a mantle to deliver to my generation. And I know it. I am not oblivious of the fact that I'm called to the generation. I know I do not need any person to affirm it because I saw it. The testimonies you've heard over the past almost 100 days is a testament to the fact that the inner circle program was orchestrated by the Holy Spirit Himself. The message, again, is bigger than the messenger. And tomorrow, you're going to see how the message has affected even the messenger herself. I look forward to being with you tomorrow. All right? It is 48 hours a yada. Are you a yada in 48 hours? Or are you still out of the ark? In 48 hours, you become a yada. If you're here, let me see you shout and share the fire emojis, because in 48 hours, we will bring to you what it is that God has shown us for the year 2024. If you see a curriculum that comes alive on a yearly basis, just know that God has a thing, a hand in it. When you speak from the words that God tells you, your words become eternal. When you speak by yourself, your words die. We're speaking from the words that we are told. And the words that I speak will live. It's going to live in the sands of time. It's going to live for life because the words I speak are the words that are spoken to me. And hey, you look forward to being yada 48 hours a year. 48 hours a year. Now, if you've not registered, you've not booked, you've not finished, trust me when I say to you that I'm called to you to change the narrative of your parenting, to change your world, because I know that I'm called a savior in my generation. All right. And on the mountain of families, you can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 in the world, and you don't count that on the mountain of family that will have made impact, not just impressions. And I invite you, join me on this journey to change what it is that the world is about today. Thank you so much again for joining me. And thank you for believing that what I share with you is true. All right? The Inner Circle 2024 is a prophetic mandate. I'm not gonna share it. I'm sure you're gonna see it as we trot. Thank you for joining me, and do have an amazing, amazing day. Make sure, please do not give us heartache. Please register now. Don't come on that day and rush us. I see already what's happening. We're having 100 messages in a minute. Crazy. With a lot of inquiries. People asking questions and all of that. Please bear with us if we're not answering you in time. But please also register in time so that you get onboarded and you're seated in your class before the 1st of December. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you tomorrow at 8. Don't miss it. You miss it. You snooze, you miss. All right? Thank you for joining me, and see you at 8 a.m.